the thing, okay. Hi guys, this is Cristina and I'm working here in Vietnam as a teacher, and we're gonna talk about a lot of things today, like salary, benefits, work life, and qualifications if you're planning to work and live here in Vietnam as a teacher. So without further ado, of course, let's go straight to the salary na. So actually po depende if you're gonna get a full-time contract or a part-time contract. Iba-iba yung salary makukuha mo. So, based on my experience lang, kasi noon, way back 2015, I think that's the first year that I actually came here in Vietnam. And then, my salary, I also have a full-time contract, and sometimes I do have a side hustle every weekend. So, nagpa-part-time din ako. And, that was year 2015, and ang nakukuha kong rate, $20 per hour. But of course, I was just so lucky during that time because there are only few language centers. So ngayon kasi, there are lots of language centers that are actually like popping up all over the place. So parang mushrooms na sila. So meron mga small businesses na nag-open din. So these businesses or itong mga language centers, nag-o-offer lang sila ng maliliit na rate. So siguro sa ngayon, I have some friends who got $15 per hour. And kapag ano naman, parang pero meron din naman malalaki na mga language centers na nag-o-offer sila $20 to $25. So based on your qualifications then, tsaka yung experience mo. Now, if you're planning to work as a full-time teacher, well, it's very easy to get a job here in Vietnam because it's very in demand, and you know, hindi talaga siya mahirap kasi marami talagang mga language centers ngayon tsaka schools dito sa Vietnam. Ang mahirap lang is to get yung parang prestigious schools, yung parang stable job talaga tsaka malalaking school. But if you're gonna get or hired sa malalaking school, super maswerte ka na kasi you can get as low as $2,000 up to $3,000. So, depende sa qualification mo tsaka experience. But, yung mga maliliit na school, I think nag-offer sila from $600 to $1,000. Yun. Pero, of course, okay naman kasi Vietnam is actually one of, you know, I think it's the cheapest country in the world. So for sure, even if gusto mo talagang, if you want to earn and save more, and then you can travel at the same time, I think Vietnam is actually a best place to start with because yung economy nila ngayon is really, really good. So I think in economic lens, as far as I know, yung GDP nila is 7.1, and when it comes to human capital index, nasa 48 sila. So it's really, really nice. Whereas if you're gonna go to other countries, like mga neighboring countries, it's quite expensive, like in Singapore, in Japan, and I think even in Korea. But I think it's really nice to start here. Maswerte ka if makakuha ka ng malaki na school, malaki yung sahod mo, tsaka maliit lang yung mga expenses mo. Yun. At tsaka qualification. So I think it's pretty similar sa ibang bansa. Of course, you have to have a 4-year degree. It doesn't matter if hindi ka education graduate. But it's really an advantage especially if you're planning to if you're planning to work in big schools. Like for example, in my school, it's actually an international school, so you have to have an education background, and of course experience then, and other friends. I think kailangan may TEFL certificate ka or teaching certificate or TESOL certificates, that's also a big advantage for you. In my case, I'm not an education graduate, so I'm a mass comm graduate actually, but right after, because I used to work in Thailand as well before moving here in Vietnam. So, nag-aral ako doon ng 1 year. It's actually, I took a diploma of early childhood of education. So, it was very, very useful. So, yun. Ano pa ba? I think that's it. Tsaka experience. So, my school, in my especially if you're planning to work in international schools, they would pay your experience. Yun. So, I think it's really nice if you really have a very solid foundation tsaka experience for sure. Yun. At tsaka, ano pa ba? Tapos na tayo sa salary, sa qualification, benefits. Of course, depende. If you're gonna work for big schools, of course, they have lots of benefits. Like for example, annual leave, sick leave, performance bonus, 13-month. Ano pa ba? Health insurance and mga vacation leave. Yeah. Yun, para makatravel dun kayo sa neighboring countries dito. At saka, yun, super maganda talaga if you're gonna work in international schools or big schools. Well, if you're going to work sa mga language centers or small schools, of course, they're not going to pay you if meron kayong vacation leave like summer leave or for example, or Christmas leave. So like for example in my school we have Christmas leave at saka summer leave, so the company are actually paying for it. So yeah, we can just travel and go around the world, and then we have nothing to worry about it because they're going to pay for us. So unlike sa other school, yung Maliliit tsaka language center, of course, they're not gonna pay for you. So yun. Tsaka wala silang masyadong benefits when it comes to annual leave, insurance, at tsaka ano pa ba, they're not gonna process your work permit, at tsaka temporary residence cards. Whereas if you're gonna get hired from the big schools, of course you're gonna process your work permit at tsaka temporary residence. So the company will go into shoulder 100% for that. So yun, at tsaka, so ano pa ba, work, life, depende din. So of course if you're working for big schools or international schools, expect na lang na you really have to hustle because there's a lot of things that you really have to do, a lot of documents that you have to prepare. Pero ang mas maganda is fix yung schedule nyo. So like in my case, 7:30 to 4:30. And then I think if you're just really, if you have a solid foundation and then you started your year like parang very organized, the next year or the next few years, I think it will be just very graceful and smooth like an oil if you really just know how to handle your class. And ano pa ba? So, pero pinaka-chill talaga if you're a part-time teacher. Yun, kasi pupasok ka lang sa klase mo for like 30 minutes and that's it. You're just gonna play with it and you're gonna get paid by like probably $15 or $20. And yeah, I think that's the easiest job you can do. At saka maraming mga activities, maraming mapuntahan dito after your work. So, I love working in Vietnam. Thank you. Bye.